welcome back to my channel, Mel Stampin' Gallery. I'm Melanie, your close to my heart maker. And for today's video layout, I want to use the Hello Darlin kit again that you can see here on page 25 of the current seasonal catalog. And if you were with me last week, you might have seen me use the kit to create this layout. Well, I still have some paper and embellishments, and of course the stamp set, you always have that left over. And we recently went to a Memorial Day parade in our town, and I got some pictures of my granddaughter and my daughter walking in the parade, so I thought the Hello Darlin kit would be perfect for that. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and clear this out of the way and bring in my Versamat so we can get started. Okay, so let's bring in the Versamat. Let's turn it the right way first of all. And put down, I'm going to start with a sheet of 12 by 12 white daisy cardstock. So I'll put that there. And then what I'm thinking for the layout, I've already got this kind of the way I want it. I've got my veined 4 by 4. And then I had the 3 by 3 pictures to kind of go around it. Like, whoops, like so, about like that. And that's kind of what I'm thinking for the layout stock. So I wanted to bring in a little of that pattern paper over here on the edge. And I was trying different things. And I think as much as I love that paper, and I did use it last week, it didn't go with my photos. A little story about my little granddaughter there. She's in daisies. Do you know what daisies are? It's the kindergarten group of Girl Scouts, and her daisy troop was marching in the parade. So that's why she's got that little smock on, and it's got the blue, and those smocks really match the blue paper. And like I said, I think, is that Bluebell? Erin, tell me what that is, please. Or Blue Bird. I'm not really sure. I will look it up and I will definitely let you know. All right, so I've gone ahead and I've put this strip over here, and this measures 1, 2.5 for the big piece, and then these little pieces are just about a 1/2 inch strip big. So I'm putting the red star there, and then I like this one. Let's slide that and butt that right up against the edge. And this was the zip strip. Actually, from this paper, I could have just left it on there, actually. Okay, so then we'll put those back like that. And I was kind of looking on my desk and in my drawers and in my stash, I found this border piece that I had made for another layout and actually ended up not using it. And it's actually, I did it on the Cricut, but it actually came from an old Cricut Close to My Heart cartridge, which I think is called Art Booking, and you can find that in Design Space if you search for the Art Booking, what do you call it, cartridge. So I thought that kind of went perfectly, and it was the same color as the mat. It was already cut out, so yeah, bonus. I love it when that happens, when you already have something in your stash cut out that you can use. So I thought that went perfectly right there. And this side over here, and I made a title on the Cricut in Design Space, just with a couple of text boxes and an offset, and I know that's going to go down there. And from the sticker sheet, I had these stickers that match that paper, and I have these, I don't know, this dead space up here and some people and what do you call those, construction barricades. Thought that these stickers would look good up here, just kind of covering that up like so. But then I was thinking I need something to make this title stand out, and I kind of wanted to do something over here on the side. And then I saw the Dream Maker stamp set sitting on my desk, and the Dream Maker stamp set has all these real cool what do you call it, like distressed images, and I thought, wouldn't that be cool to stamp along the side here. So we're going to try that. So that's why I haven't adhered anything down. It's just dry fit. But because I don't want to forget where I had things, so Laura, if you're watching, this trick is for you. I've got my press and seal, and I'm going to just lay it down so I can remember where everything is, and then also I can bring my press and seal the way I want it. So now I just lift up my press and seal, and I can, stays all where I want it. Okay, now to do the stamping, I'm going to actually flip my Versamat over to the spongy side, and I've got my Versamat here still. Let's move this guy out of the way, and these are going to get moved out of the way in just a second, just to make sure I have it where I want it. And I'm putting a copy paper down in case I run off the edges. Okay. All right, so I've got my block, I've got my sapphire cardstock, or cardstock, my sapphire ink. And I'm just going to hold my block where I think I want it, get it inked up good, and then move those pieces out of the way. And I'll just stamp and keep moving up the paper like so. And the nice thing about the distressed is if it isn't all perfectly inked, that's okay. That's part of the look of the distressing. And we'll just keep moving up until we get to the top. And then one more at the top to make it go off the page. Here we go. That looks pretty. All right, just let me close up my ink pad here, put that away. I'm going to take my microfiber cloth and clean up my ink pad before, or ink stamp pad. Stamp, just my plain old stamp, and put that away. All right, so let's flip this back over, put our white cardstock down, and I think before I even adhere this piece down, I might want to do some more to it. So let's just put that there to make sure it looks okay. And yeah, I really like how that looks right there. Now for the next phase, let's bring in our layout and lay it down where we're going to want it, which is right about here. And I want something down there with that title to make it stand out a little bit more, bring some of that blue over to that. So I thought, why don't I take some of that sapphire and a brush and do some ink blending on the background. Okay, so you may have noticed I moved my Versamat out of the way since I'm going to be working with some ink and sponging. Now I'm going to leave that there just for a second, just so I can see where I want to put my ink blending. It is sticky. All right, and this is where we're going to want the layout, about there. So I know the title's going down there. I'm going to get my sapphire and load up my blending brush and circular motion back both ways. And actually, I want to go off on the paper a little bit just so I don't get that real harsh line to start with. And I'm going to move that aside and just very, very, very gently, I'm barely touching the paper, I'm going around in a circular motion to get that blue, bring that sapphire blue down here to the title, and maybe hopefully make that stand out a little bit more. Now it doesn't look like much like that, does it? But if we bring our layout back in here and place the title over top of that ink blending right there, it really, can you see how it really makes that title pop out? Okay, now I'm thinking I want a little bit more, and while I've got that ink right there on my all-purpose mat, let's move this out of the way again. And I'm thinking about doing some splattering, because I like the way splatter adds a little bit of an extra thing. So I've got that ink there. I just took a water brush, made a little puddle, And all you're going to do is tap, tap, tap. And I try to go in both directions. And I even got some up here, which is okay because I wanted it up there too. Kind of all over the page. Like so. And to clean your water brush, you just squeeze the water on it until it runs clear. And that's how you clean those. Now I think I'm ready to adhere these pieces down to my cardstock. Just line that up at the bottom. Make sure I go along the side like that. And then let's get the little zip strip. Let's put it back on where I had it before it got cut. All right, so let's put that back on here. And I just used the mono adhesive tape runner for these pieces of pattern paper because they were small, they weren't real big. You can use, I don't use liquid glue for this kind of thing. I use my tape runner. So there, that's back in place. Now, to make sure I get all my pictures back in the place I wanted, remember I have it on my press and seal, so I just flipped it over and I'm putting the adhesive on my pictures. So now I can flip that over and put my press and seal. I didn't put it on the title yet, and I'll tell you why in a second. And then when I lift up my press and seal, they'll be in the place I want them to be. Like I said, I didn't put the title down yet because I want to do something different to that bottom picture. Gently pull that back. Okay, so now those pictures are in place. Right now I'm thinking before I put this title down, I want to add a little bit more stamping in the Hello Darlin stamp set. Has this little tiny flower in it. So I thought, why don't I add some of that down here by the title? Down there, maybe one right about there, and maybe one up here by that flower, by that cluster. The Dreammaker set had this little splotchy thing to go along with it, so I thought, oh, I'll add some of that on there too with the little red flower. So add a little bit more right there like that, and one down here. There we go. And then we've got that red kind of going all the way around the page. I've got my some embellishments around the page about where I want them. Now for the title, I went ahead and adhered it to some foam tape, and I'm going to place that down here. I'm putting the L right in the corner of that picture. Okay, now I have not adhered this picture down yet, and the reason is I want to put this in a flip flap, and we do have 3x3 flip flaps. I did check that out first, but I need to place that on my next order. And what I'm going to do when you open it up is the QR code for the video that goes along with this. So I'm just about finished up. I just have these embellishments dry fit here, and I've got some of the red acrylic shapes as well as the paper board, and I've got them where I want them, so I'm just going to put them on some glue dots here and adhere them down to the page. Now while I do that, I wanted to take a moment to remind you about the Close to My Heart VIP program. When you sign up for the VIP program, you earn an 15% credit to use on future purchases. Oops, I got that. And you also receive a free stamp of the month with your qualifying purchase every month. And you get access to exclusive specials and offers. And that, also when you sign up, you will get a instant 15% credit to use on your very first order. So it's kind of like getting paid to shop every month. What could be more fun than that? So if you're interested in something like that or learning more about it, I will have the link to my VIP sign up pinned in the comments down below, so you can check that out. All right, so here you go. I'm putting on the last one. I think I had that about like that. That kind of fills in that space right there. So that about probably does it for this. But you know what I just realized? Remember this? I forgot to use it. But I think I like it better without it. Definitely like it better without it. All right, so if you like this video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. All right, crafty friends, that's it for today. Have a crafty day. Bye-bye.